Hey guys, welcome back to Idaho Fabricator. I'm Steven, and today's video I've got to do a little paint maintenance on my daily driver 93 Chevy pickup. I bought this truck new and it's got 279,000 original miles. Still runs like a champ. I love this truck. It just is an awesome truck. I was washing this baby the other day and I was down here and I thought, oh, I got some road grime on there. Well, I got a little closer and I noticed that's not road grime. That's rust. Well, you got to get after this stuff when you first see it. If you don't, I'm going to have to do a cab corner on this truck, and I don't want to do a cab corner on this truck. So today we're going to sand this down, and I'm going to show you a pretty quick way to fix it, make it look pretty good, and then maybe someday I can paint the whole truck for you. So, because I do have some issues also. Somebody apparently doesn't like Chevys, and they keyed my truck in the parking lot. That was pretty sad. And then this problem here turned up on my hood. I got no clear coat. So I'm going to paint this hood, not today, but when I have a little more time, we're going to paint this hood together. So, but today, let's fix some rust on the cab corner. All right, let's get started. That's my poor man creeper. It works good. I think, because I'm going to be sanding, I don't want to accidentally hit the door, so I'm going to leave the door open. And so I'm going to take a couple of door shims, and on this year's Chevy and probably later ones, they have a little button here that turns off and on your dome light. And I don't want to disconnect the battery, so I'm just going to like wedge this in here and then wedge another one in here. And it's a miracle. No dome light. All right, so let's get busy and sand this off. So now you don't need a lot of fancy tools. This is just an old random orbital sander that I've had for a long time. I got to get my dust mask. Hold on. All right. All right, I'm really glad that the rust was just surface rust. Got a little bit there, a little more there. All right, that was pretty close. A little bit, I'll hand sand that out. You know, you're doing this stuff and you see a little specks of rust and you think, but it's actually a lot bigger, you know. You have to like do a bigger area. So let me do a little hand sanding. I'm going to start out with some 180 grit. That should be fine for what I'm doing here. I want to get it nice and feathered. Still feel it. Getting better. You can see right here, see how there's the red right there? Okay, so that's like a little bit of a low spot. So we're gonna keep working that until that goes away. If we don't do that, our repair is gonna show up through the paint. And we don't want that. I like these flexible sanding pads because you loosen the adhesive a little bit on there, and then you can bend the pad around and push it on the adhesive, and it forms a curve so that you can sand the whole area. That must be some kind of a spot weld. I don't know. It's weird. And we'll scuff this up a little bit. And we're going to have a little overspray, obviously. Now, I'm trying to decide. I'm going to put some paper here and maybe put one of the tape edges inside the door jamb, obviously, and the other one can just go down. But I'm not quite sure what to do here. I haven't done a whole lot of blending into an open panel before. I've usually, used like a trim piece and taped up to it. But if I do that, I'll probably have a little line right here and here. And I don't know. I got to think about that for a minute. All right, guys, I gave it some thought, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tape around my little piece of side trim here. I don't really want to remove it. I'll wait until I paint the whole truck. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a tape line right here at this seam, and that should make any line disappear. So I'm going to get this tape in here, and when we get back, we're going to do some little scuffing and then do some priming. So I got it taped off, and initially I used 180 grit sandpaper, and then I followed it up with some 320 just to really smooth it. And then you take a little just regular acetone, and we're going to need to make sure we wipe it off so there's no oil or grease or wax or anything on there. Get nice and clean. And that 320 gives you a nice surface for adhesion for your primer. So wipe this down really good. Why is that? Look at that can, it's just moving by itself. It's weird. Okay, that looks pretty good. Yeah, I've been using this orange tape. It's like lacquer proof, and it works really good. It comes off easy, but you don't get any bleed through if you push it down and get a good edge on it. So don't cheap out. Spend the money, get some quality auto paint tape, and you'll be a lot happier with your results. So now I think we're ready to put some primer on. So let me show you the paint and the primer that I'm going to use. Alright, so I ordered this stuff from the paint store. It's a Dupli-color, perfect match. And in my case, this truck is painted Victory Red. So I just got the paint coat. It's in the door jamb. And I've used this color before and it matches really good. So no problem there. So that, and then we're going to put some, this is a 3-in-1 gray primer. You get this at the auto store as well. I've had bad luck with Rust-Oleum and some of those other primers that you just buy at the Home Depots and stuff. So spend the money, get the quality stuff. This is an etching sealer high build primer. So we're going to prime this, and then I think this says it's got we gotta let it dry pretty good, so 30 minutes. That's another mistake I've made I'm sharing with you guys. It's really easy to spray the primer on and go, oh yeah, it looks good, and scuff it a little bit with some 320 and hit it with your top coat, but let it dry good. Let all the solvents in the primer flash out, because if you put it on too soon and then you put your top coat on, a lot of times the solvent underneath in the primer will cause the top coat to bubble. And so you don't want that, because it just means you gotta do it all over again. So 30 minutes, not that long. Give it just a little shake. Probably should have shook it off camera. What do you think? The other nice thing about these is they come with a really nice nozzle. It gives you a nice, let me show you that. It gives you a really nice fan pattern when you're spraying, so I'll show you. In fact, I just see something I got to tape up. I don't want any primer going way back there. Okay guys, we're going to go ahead and put probably 2 coats, maybe 3 lightly coats, and then we'll give it a light sanding, a wipe down, and then we should be ready for the top coat. So let's put some primer on. You see what I was talking about the fan pattern? Isn't that nice? You can just swipe it across and get it nice and even. Alright, so we're going to let that flash a little bit, put a second coat on it, and we'll be just that much closer to a repaired cab corner. Okay guys, it's been about an hour, I guess. I had to go have lunch. I put 2 coats of primer down, and then I sanded it with some 400 grit wet or dry sandpaper, just lightly, just to smooth it out. And then take some isopropyl rubbing alcohol. I don't use lacquer thinner at this point, or acetone, because it's a little too aggressive on the primer and I don't want to soften it. So I've already wiped it down with the alcohol. And I wanted to show you on these Dupli-color paints, this nozzle up here, it'll, in this configuration here, it'll do a vertical fan. And if you turn it sideways, it'll do a horizontal fan. So that's a pretty neat feature. Just a little more flexibility. That's what you get with these kinds of paints. And let me wipe that nozzle off. Get any dried paint off of it. And let's see what we can do. Okay, we got to set our watches, but I don't have mine. But 10 minutes from now, we're going to do coat number 2. All right, that's 10 minutes. Let's do another coat. Takes about 3 coats for the color to get pretty close to the original color. So let's give it another 10 minutes. All right, this should be the 3rd and final coat, so let's get busy. It's a wrap. Now we just got to watch paint dry. It's almost as more exciting than watching water boil. I don't know. It's been about an hour, and let's see what the let's see how it turns out. we did here. Ah, darn it. Guess I'm gonna have to fix that. Oh, that's a shame. Well, that'll be an easy fix. I think I'll leave this on until I fix that. Well, that's how it goes, you know. Sometimes you get on the first shot. Sometimes you gotta hit it again. But I'll get this touched up and show you how it looks when I get her done. Well, it really did turn out pretty nice. Overall I'm happy. I'm just a little sad that the paint popped here and here. But you know, that's the way it goes. So I took a little bit of 400 here and I'm just gonna very, very lightly sand in here and just try and blend this edge a little bit here. Nothing too crazy. Paint's still, you know, a little bit soft. Just take my time. Okay guys, what I'm going to do here is I kind of lost my paint seam on this seam. I could come up here and use this one, but I don't think I want to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something that's called back taping. I'm going to put the tape here and I'm going to pull it back. And it's going to give me a little softer edge, so it won't be a crisp line like you would normally see. See, it's kind of a rounded line, and we're going to try that. So I'm going to put some more tape on here, some more paper. And it's going to be a beautiful thing. I'm going to let that sit for about 10 minutes and then give it a second coat. Okay, this should be my second and final coat, and I'm not going to wait this time on pulling the tape off. I'm going to do it, you know, pretty quickly so that there's no chance, and keep my fingers crossed. That looks pretty good. Looks like it's flattening out pretty good, and I think that'll work. See with that back tape, guys, you don't get a real hard line, and a lot of times that can save your bacon. So in this case, it saved my bacon. Let's take this off. What do you think, guys? You'd never know it was all rusted out. Anyway, that turned out pretty good, so I'm happy with that. And yeah, I guess that's going to be a wrap for today's video. Hey, I hope you found this information interesting and useful, and you know, things happen, mistakes happen, but we just keep plugging along and fix them as we go. So pretty cool. This is my work truck, my stupid chickens, my daily driver, my kind of everything truck, my shop truck. So I just want it to last a long time, and I'm really happy with that. So hey, be safe in your shop, guys. This is Steven, Idaho Fabricator, and I'll see you next time. Idaho Fabricator.